Remember when Uncle Tommy sent us Purple Rain for Christmas when we were kids?
I was 3, so no.
Mom and Dad definitely didn't let us watch that.
That didn't stop us from seeing some of the best and worst movies of the 80s.
We are the Zabriskie sisters.
Carole,
Jeannine,
and me, Kristin. And this is the podcast where we rewatch the movies that raised us to ask, did that age well?
We're talking 80s movies, soundtracks, fashion, and plot lines that would never fly today.
Plus a few personal stories, a lot of laughs, and at least one sibling disagreement per episode.
Grab your VHS tape. It's time to rewind. Welcome to the Shermer High Alumni Association. So, hey guys.
Good morning.
How are you?
Totally phenomenal. How are you?
Just ducky.
Pretty good. A little early over here on the left coast, but
yeah, very early.
All is good. So we decided to do a podcast.
Yeah, we did.
What all started out as a joke has led to this. Yeah. Thanks a lot, Jeannine.
I know, it was Jeannine.
It was Jeannine. Watching Grease too.
It's all because I like to critique movies, especially from the 80s.
She had lots of questions.
Yeah, there are a lot of questions. But luckily, we've pretty much done all the research to answer them.
Yeah, and I think it all started out with you really coming to the realization that Stephanie Zanoni is an asshole.
She sure is.
Yeah. So we kind of wanted to dive into that a little bit more. And here we are.
Yes, here we are.
Okay, so I think we could dive right into this week's movie, which is
Grease 2.
Grease 2.
Of course.
Because that's what started all of this, was from Jeannine watching Grease 2 and starting that whole chat. And so here we are. So if you've been living under a rock or you're unaware of what Grease 2 is, Grease 2 is an independent sequel of Grease, right? Like it touches upon that previous class of Olivia Newton-John and John Travolta, class of 1958. And we're back at Rydell High, and the movie, synopsis is that we have Stephanie Zanoni, right? Michelle Pfeiffer is the leader of Rydell High's Pink Ladies, a gang of girls who are the counterparts to the Greasers called the T-Birds. So, and put an asterisk in that because I didn't see them doing any greasing in this, but
me either.
Stephanie, she's just tired of that relationship with the leader of the T-Birds, Johnny Nagarelli, who's played by Adrian Zemed, who we'll talk about in a bit. So she breaks up with him prior to really the movie starting, and she gets the eye of the new British exchange student, Michael Carrington, played by Maxwell Caulfield. And so he hopes to win her over. And he, in the synopsis, it said he tries to overcome his nerdy ways while holding off a jealous Johnny.
Yeah.
And that just seems like a simplification of a simple movie, but that's really kind of the gist of it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
The nutshell,
Yeah.
if you will.
Yeah. But this was Michelle Pfeiffer's first leading role. So this was a big deal for her. I don't think I really realized that she was the one who was doing the singing.
Yes, she was doing all of her
know.
own singing.
Yeah.
Well, she did wonderful.
She did.
thought she did
if
great.
I were to compare the soundtracks of Grease to Grease 2, it's not fair because you had, Olivia Newton-John. Like you're not gonna.
Right. But they're two totally different vibes.
So let's talk about when high schoolers were played by full-ass grown adults.
Yes.
Well, and when evidently grown-ass adults attend high school still.
Oh, right.
Frenchie.
Yeah.
Frenchie. Yeah. So, so Michelle Pfeiffer and Maxwell Caulfield were both 23 when this was shot. Dee Dee Con, Frenchie was 30 when this was shot. Lorna Luft, Paulette was 29. So yeah, it was an older cast playing high schoolers, which continued through the 80s, right? This is not an original theme here. I think we'll have to find out, when did that change? I think it was High School Musical, but I don't know. Like, when did we actually start using high school age people in high school movies? Because it wasn't in the 80s.
It definitely was not.
Right. And so, I don't know. Do you guys want to talk about the actors at all?
Sure.
I mean, you have Christopher McDonald, who's Goose, and he went on to play Shooter McGavin.
Right.
So that's pretty cool.
And a lot more. But I mean, like, Shooter McGavin's definitely got to be the most notable of his roles. And Adrian Zemet. So he also was on TJ Hooker, which was a big show. Like, I don't know, Jeannine, if you remember, we always watched. Dad was a big TJ Hooker fan.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
No.
So he was on TJ Hooker as well. So I
remember him from something. Like, when you look at him, you're like, oh, I know him from.
Right.
But I can't think of what he was in, like, after he was in Grease too.
I think I'm like TJ Hooker. You just don't remember that it was TJ Hooker.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Like, you have no idea.
You look at him and go, oh, yeah, yeah. I know him.
It was a cop drama. It was on, I think it was on the like Thursday night lineup or whatever before they called it that. And then we have Lorna Luft, right? I did not know this prior to researching this. Paulette is one of Judy Garland's daughters.
Yeah.
How many daughters does she have?
I think just her and Liza Minnelli.
Yeah, I thought it was just Liza Minnelli. I had no idea she had another daughter. Like, she must be like the black sheep of the family or something that nobody mentioned her before.
I think she just wasn't as notable as Liza, but like when I Googled her, she's out there. She's,
Yeah, she's done some stuff.
I think my favorite is definitely Pamela Segal, who played Dolores.
Yeah.
I knew that she, when I Googled her and I saw her face, I was like, oh my gosh, I just saw her somewhere. I've just seen her in something. And right before we moved from Ohio to California, I started rewatching Parenthood for whatever reason. And did you guys ever watch Parenthood?
No.
Dax Shepard and Lauren Graham.
No.
It's a classic. It's a fantastic show. I had done Gilmore Girls rewatch. And after that rewatch, I did a Parenthood rewatch. And she's in one of the episodes, or she's in multiple episodes as like this really angry neighbor. So it took me a few minutes to put that together. But her IMDb is huge, like huge. She's like voiceover for everything, everybody.
Good for her.
I mean,
yeah.
Name a cartoon and she's a voiceover in it, which I think is fantastic.
Good.
And then the twins, who are the Doublemint twins, and that brought back another core memory, was Double Trouble. I don't know. Yeah. It was a short-lived show, but I did pull that up, that they were Kate and Allison Foster from Double Trouble. So this movie came out in 1982. And it didn't do good. It didn't do well.
It did not.
At the box office.
Nope.
I feel like they set it up for failure, though.
They set it up for failure.
That's in hindsight after the success of all the competing movies, but...
Yes. It came out at the same time as E.T.
Right.
I mean, how do you compare to E.T.?
And Rocky 3.
Poltergeist.
Wrath of Khan.
Yeah, Poltergeist. Like,
but I'm wondering, they were riding off the success of Grease, and they thought like, oh, this is a shoo-in. And it wasn't. It brought in just over 15 million on its opening weekend, and forever has been, rated, by critics as one of the worst movies ever made, which I think is a little...
What? That's harsh.
This is Rodgers and Ebert. Like,
I can think of worse movies.
Have they seen Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
That's a different plane.
Yeah, that's a totally different...
Well, if you're going to group it into all movies and being one of the worst...
I wonder what they said about that movie. I can't wait to find out. But I think, who on Grease, you had was it Barry Gibb?
Yeah.
It was Barry Gibb who did the songs, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying they were all bangers, but you lost Barry Gibb. You lost like a lot of the musical talent. And so this was all written by a man named Louis St. Louis, who was very well known. And
he just passed away in 2021.
Did he?
Yes, he did.
He did. He was at the Actors Fund home in Englewood.
What's that?
It's like a rehabilitation, assisted living, kind of like where Uncle Tommy was at for professionals of performing arts and entertainment.
Wow.
Wait, could we put Uncle Tommy there?
Yeah, could we have put Uncle Tommy there?
Right?
We probably could have.
Yeah. What the hell?
That would have saved a lot of
headaches.
I don't know that it was free, but
no,
it was operated by the Entertainment Community Fund.
I wonder if it was part of their SAG benefits, because he kept his SAG membership.
Registration.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow. He could have gone there.
Well, let's just rewind time.
Yeah, it was for designers, writers, sound technicians, musicians, dancers, administrators, directors, film editors, stagehands, actors, and more.
Wow.
So Louis St. Louis was there, and he passed away in 2021.
Oh, so it sounds like a place that they're taken care of when they're alone.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
That's kind of sad.
It is a gold standard for senior care.
Aw. What else? What else?
So
what else?
Didn't have a good opening weekend, but then it became an icon. But when? Like, how long did it take for people to really appreciate this movie? Because as of now, there are fan sites, anniversary screenings, Comic-Cons, I mean, the Pink Lady's costume is iconic to this day. So I'm not exactly sure when it became a cult following.
So, but I mean, it had to, because I feel like, and Jeannine, correct me if I'm wrong, but like, I thought it was a fantastic movie when it came out.
I agree.
I loved Grease too. Like,
Same.
I mean, maybe not as much as Carole.
I love musicals.
Yes,
same.
You do. Yes, you do.
She does.
Yes. Carole, if you don't know, was a bit of a stage actress as a toddler. And this was one of those movies. So I have to say, like, I think our parents did ensure that we saw every terrible movie made. To this day, Tavia is shocked at the amount of like classic movies I've never seen. But then I'm like, I've seen Midnight Madness and Mr. Mom and like, you know.
Yep.
So I loved Grease too.
Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck. How did Dad let us watch that movie?
Right. But I don't think I've ever seen Gone with the Wind.
Right.
Oh,
Which is Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Also super problematic. But like, I think, you know, Gen X had to have, you know, kept it close to our hearts, right? Like,
yes.
It was, you know, probably one of those movies that we all remember. And I'll use kind of Tavia as that marker of the beginning of Gen X. Those who are, you know, in their later 50s, you know, they were in high school or graduating high school around this same time, which is hard to wrap my head around a little bit, was that, you know, when this movie was coming out, she was already graduated from high school.
Wow.
I know. So like, I think our generation brought this movie with us, honestly.
Yeah.
That it's this, you know, iconic musical, but it's not without its issues. I think that, you know, we have to look at Stephanie in a different light. Okay, so Stephanie is the leader of the pack, right?
Yes.
And who?
Like Rizzo.
Okay, so she's like the Rizzo.
Right.
Of this movie.
Well, it's sort of like they flip-flopped the main characters, because in the first Grease, it was like, you know, the bad boy and the, you know, good girl. And then in this movie, it's, you know, the bad girl and the clean-cut guy.
I mean, I guess technically Stephanie would be Danny Zuko.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Stephanie would be Danny Zuko, and Michael would be Sandy,
which is his cousin.
Yeah.
And so this technically takes place 2 or 3 years after the graduating class.
Are we getting into this year thing?
Oh God, this drives me nuts. Depending on what website you look at, it's 2 years or it's 3 years. Because yes, we're going to get into the year thing. You know, opening scene, which we'll get into, is they're raising the flag, Rydell High School class, you know, 1961. Was that the end of the year or the beginning of the year? And so did the 58 class graduate in 58 or 59? Did the 61 class graduate in 61 or 62? Anyway, we see it's at least 2 years, right? At least 2 years, which makes Frenchie at least 20, right?
Yes, well, 20 or 21.
20 or 21.
I kind of went down that rabbit hole a little bit, and I kind of based this off of Eugene. Because Eugene is shown at the beginning, and I thought that Eugene graduated with Sandy and Danny, but it turns out that Eugene was actually a freshman when Danny and Sandy were graduating. So that would mean that Eugene is now a senior when Michael and Stephanie are seniors. And Frenchie would have been a junior when Danny and Sandy were seniors.
Oh, she was younger?
She was a year younger. So she would be the equivalent of Dolores to the Pink Ladies.
Okay, so she's
That's my
19 or 20.
So she
would be 19. So in Grease 2, she would be 19. She went to beauty school her junior year and dropped out of school and then came back when Stephanie and Michael were in school to finish her senior year.
Okay.
But she also disappears halfway through the movie. So
she does, yes.
She does.
That
disappear.
is a thing.
And she doesn't technically graduate with them. So we don't know if Frenchie ever actually graduates high school.
Was Frenchie not at the luau?
No.
Like halfway through the movie, she's nowhere.
She disappears right after like the scene where
the lab scene.
Yes, like where they're kind of joking around and the Pink Ladies walk in.
Yeah,
that's like the last scene she's in, and then she just disappears from the movie.
And supposedly, her and Stephanie are best friends.
Yes,
that's what she says in Grease too.
Yes,
it's like, well,
she's
where
one of
you
my
at,
best
bitch?
friends.
She's one of my very best friends.
We need to find out why Dee Dee Khan left that movie. Was she
left
pregnant?
because production told her that she was no longer needed because when they started the movie, the script wasn't done.
Right.
And so they had written her into that point. And then when they finished the script, they just never added her back into the script where they had stopped. And so when they got to the middle of the script and filming, because they're writing as they're filming, which is what, you're supposed to do, apparently. They got to the middle of the script and they were like, oh, yeah, you're not in the rest of the script, so we just don't need you anymore.
They could
have.
And
her comment was that, she felt like production was rushed and that, she didn't like the way that they were handling this, that it was frantic and unorganized. And she was basically told halfway through that they no longer needed her.
Wow.
So that's what happened to Frenchie.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I don't think she ever actually graduated from high school.
Poor Frenchie.
They could have at least written it like she was a December graduate or something like that, Like
that exists back then. She was also 19. She probably should have just been like in some sort of vocational program where she got her high school diploma. But
true.
Who knows? Apparently back then you could just go back to high school whenever you want.
This is my other issue. So there's a lot, you were talking about like fan sites about this movie, and there's a whole like curse of Grease 2. There's this whole theory of the curse of Grease 2 and the actors, and that'd be a whole different podcast to go into how this movie affected all of these actors. But I think on the whole, especially for the lead actress who went on to, she's become an icon. I
love Michelle Pfeiffer.
Right. And and she's made herself into the Marvel universe. Like,
yeah,
like that's a real symbol of really making it. So, and like we were talking about, like these other actors went on to do other things. Some didn't, but Maxwell Caulfield was one that he blamed Grease 2 for basically curtailing his career.
That's on you, dude.
And I think that I don't think that's true.
Not at all.
And so I don't know. What was he doing before this?
He was a new dancer.
Shut up.
No. At the Windmill Theatre in London.
Like, was it
the Windmill?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just had a visual there. I'm
he
sorry.
goes from being a nude dancer to being in this film, and this film is what did it in for him.
Yeah, come on, bro.
Okay, so he came to the U.S.
You didn't have a career before that.
Well,
so it didn't ruin anything.
Hold on.
I'm sorry. It ruined his new dancing career.
Hold on. He was in plays. He was in. It doesn't look like he was on. Oh, he was in The Elephant Man, so he was on Broadway. Oh, he was in Entertaining Mr. Sloan.
Yes, that's it.
Okay. So he was on Broadway. That's how he was discovered, because Alan Carr saw him in Entertaining Mr. Sloan. Okay. If anything, this was a stepping stone for him. And so this is a him problem or his agent problem, but also he went on to, he was on the Colbys for like,
and wasn't
years,
he on
I thought.
Wasn't he on a soap opera?
The Colbys. Ryan's Hope. But I think that was only like.
Yeah, Ryan's Hope. Dynasty. He was on Dynasty.
He was on 9 episodes of Dynasty and all 49 episodes of the Colbys.
Yeah, shut your mouth.
The Colbys.
Huh?
What's the Colbys?
It was a spinoff, wasn't it?
Does it say he was on Beverly Hills 90210?
Yes.
When?
In 1990, he was on 1 episode of Beverly Hills 90210. He played Jason. So, like, he has a career here.
Yeah, he was on Calendar Girl, Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman.
All My Children.
All My Children in 3 episodes. Spider-Man, the animated series.
So that's why I think blaming Grease.
Nikita.
I think blaming Grease too for. I don't know what this show was, but.
Jeez.
So yeah, he blamed this film for diving his career, but then there was a documentary about producer Alan Carr, and Maxwell Caulfield had attended screenings and cast Q&As and was saying how he can see the charm of the movie.
Oh, he got over himself.
Right. So it's like now that you see that people do like the movie, you're like, oh, yeah, I guess it's not too bad.
Yeah, now that people like it.
Okay. He may be adorable, but fuck that guy. Seriously. I'm over him. Already.
Michelle Pfeiffer said that Maxwell Caulfield was self-adoring during their filming. So I guess that kind of explains.
I love that.
Yes, he was very self-adoring.
Self-adoring.
Yeah.
I love her.
Yeah.
I love that. Self-adoring.
And we'll get to that with the shirtless motorcycle jacket.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Well, yeah, let's just jump into it.
Let's go in.
Let's go in.
Let's do it.
Intro song. Back to school again.
Yes. Geometry and history is just a pain. Biology and chemistry destroys my brain. Well, don't they know that I deserve a better fate? I'm really much too young to matriculate. Let's talk about that word. Matriculate. What do you think that means, Kristin?
Well, when I had to look it up, but I was like, it either means to learn or to pee. I don't really know.
One and the same.
So I had to look that up. But even more specifically, it does not mean to pee. That's micturate. But matriculate is to be enrolled in college.
Yes. So yes, they are too young to be enrolled in college, and that's why they are seniors in high school.
Right.
So what are they bitching about?
Well, I'm going to go with Louis St. Louis enjoyed how it rhymed. That's the only
Okay, we'll go with
only
that.
thing I can think of is, you know, is that. So we see the pink ladies, you know, pull into the parking lot, and I get this is a movie set, but like they just come barreling in.
And this is exactly how high schoolers still drive today. I get a call from my daughter at least twice a week about parking lot battles of how these stupid kids drive. It's not surprising how they're screeching into the parking lot.
Everybody's there. It's first day of school. And okay. So here's my thing about the pink lady's car and scenes in which the pink ladies have the car.
Mm-hmm.
Do they just not know how to drive? Is this supposed to be some joke about women drivers?
Was there formal driving instruction back then?
Yes, there was.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes, there was. But like, they don't show anybody. Like, it's always like Rhonda's usually driving the car, I think. But it's like, is this, why does it all, and it's multiple scenes of like how women can't drive. And that's, you know, and then you go to this next scene and Stephanie is getting, okay, first of all, Stephanie's taking the bus.
Yeah. She's the only one that has to take the bus.
Everyone else
live like on the other side of town.
Right. Is this like some kind of wonderful situation? Like, is she,
maybe she's Watts.
is she Watts in this? She's dressed like a hobo. She's, you know, she's wearing a sweatshirt and leggings and, you know, dancing her way off the school bus.
She also appears to be the only one that has a job.
Yes.
Oh, so she is Watts.
She is Watts.
She is Watts.
And she works at the gas station. Where did Watts work?
And they made fun of her for working at the gas station.
They do make fun of her.
Yeah.
So these are all rich kids.
And Stephanie's the poor kid. It doesn't make me feel better for her. Like, she's still an asshole.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Very interesting. So I would like to point out the choreography.
Very good.
Choreography.
And
I feel like we should always have like random busting out of dancing, especially at schools. They would be a much happier place.
Yes.
Like more flash mobs.
Yes.
Great.
How do we implement that? How can we get, like, maybe send out a press release to PTAs or something? Like, hey.
Probably theater directors within the schools. Okay,
so the story is that Stephanie and Johnny have broken up, which, first of all, can't even imagine them a couple in the first place.
Right.
Me either. Ugh.
When they're broken up, and Johnny's like, you know, trying to get, okay, Johnny's a gentle heart. I really feel like, you know, he was madly in love.
Yeah.
Also, he'd like to own Stephanie, but like, that's neither here nor there. And so I think the number of pink ladies to T-birds is uneven, right? Like, it's not 1-to-1, and the one kid is just a child.
Davy.
Davy. So there's like 3 guys to like 4 girls. Right. Mm-hmm. Which obviously is on purpose.
So they needed Michael.
So they need Michael. 1, 2, the whole code of like, we're T-bird chicks, at least until grad. It's like, well, hold on.
Right. Not enough T-birds.
Who was Paulette with before?
Nobody.
Nobody. Right. So she's been
why did they give Stephanie grief later in the movie when Paulette wasn't with anybody?
Unless there's some T-birds that we don't know about.
Maybe right.
Maybe there's secret T-birds.
And maybe we don't see them all.
Because if you look at the Psycho Lords, there's like 25 of them.
There's 9.
Well, 25 in my mind. and there's only 4 T-birds? Like, that's not even a fair fight.
Well, and Davy doesn't even ride his own.
Right.
So there's
No.
3 bikes. One with a sidecar.
Aww.
He feels like the Dolores. He feels like the Dolores of the T-Bird. So he's not even like legit.
Yeah, he's just like what do they call her? She's the, what did she say? She
mascot?
She's the mascot of the Pink Lady. So he's like the mascot of the T-Birds.
That is the sweetest scene. I know we're not there yet, but that is one of the sweetest scenes. Was her and Michael, where she's like, I tried to put a letter on my sweater and it fell off, and it was really embarrassing. That is such a sweet little scene.
It was cute.
Yeah. So Johnny's there. He's like, "What's it's over, Johnny," and then he literally is like,
"Hey, what's up,
Paulette?"
Yes.
Right.
Is that like a legitimate
like a high school dude thing?
I guess it is.
Okay, well, fuck you. I'll just, fuck your friend.
Right. It's
but
absurd.
These girls have to take this oath that they're all going to be somebody else's sloppy seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Which is gross. Yeah. This is like a petri dish of grossness.
Except
so they have loyalty to the guys, but not to each other.
But like Sharon and Demucci and like Goose and Rhonda, like they're together the whole time. So they're not swapping. Right. It's just Johnny. People have to share Johnny because, he's apparently God's gift to women.
And being Stephanie, I would be looking at Johnny and Paulette flirting and be like, what are you doing? Like, even though we're broken up, that's still this is still fresh.
But that goes back to the point that Stephanie just really does not care about him.
Right. But still,
if she really doesn't care about him, she's just like, I don't give a shit. Go ahead. You can have him.
I really wish I knew what happened.
I know.
I wish you were there.
Right.
Yeah. I was there to know the whole backstory.
She really does not care.
Eugene brings Michael into the school, or like they're walking in
the hallway, and he says, take a locker and lock it because these guys will steal everything.
And so that's where the first encounter of the T-Birds with Michael happens.
Here's a little tidbit about when they open that locker is the license plate that's inside the locker goes to Grease Lightning, the car.
Nice.
Really?
Yes.
That's pretty sweet.
And there's also a pack of cigarettes and I think a wrench that was from the auto shop in Greece.
That's cool.
Fun facts.
Fun fact. So this is Stephanie and Michael's first interaction, and she asks him if he's okay, and he and then tells him, "Don't let these guys bug you." And he says, "I won't."
Well, and the reason that she even ran into him was because they were going off to class, and the one girl with the braids, I'm obsessed with her. I'm obsessed with her pants. And so she runs back and grabs a skirt. Which I find fantastic. Like, you're wearing a skirt with a sweatshirt. I love it.
Yes.
I love it. This is fashion for me.
Yes.
Like, I love
and
that.
she's just wearing the pants underneath the skirt and just pushes them up so she can take the skirt off and just have her pants on.
I love that. I'm 100% for that. So
yes.
I love that.
Then Blanche plays the xylophone. And Miss McGee gives the announcement. Frenchie is already in the lab mixing chemicals on the first day of school, and it's the first period of class. So like how she was given authorization to already be mixing chemicals on her own, I'm not sure. Then Miss McGee says something about the band. If you want to try out for band, if you play an instrument, it's better to play with a group than to play with yourself. And everybody starts laughing.
Because that's hilarious.
It is hilarious. And then Frenchie's chemicals explode. And that's when Miss McGee announces that if you join the talent show, you could win 100 long playing records. And then Miss McGee announces that there's a new student, Michael Carrington, all the way from England.
Oh, and that Mr. Spears is back from his mental exhaustion.
Yes, mental exhaustion.
While he's popping pills in front of the students.
I can't tell, like, if I don't know how I feel about that.
That he was a drug addict? And
he wasn't a drug addict.
I don't
know.
He was he had a mental breakdown because he's a teacher, a high school teacher. And he was from the first movie too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, like I don't know. It just says something about teachers to me that just doesn't sit right. I just can't identify what it is.
Yeah.
So,
but they couldn't handle the mental load of high school kids. And then it put him into a mental exhaustion.
Yeah. Or the guy was allowed to come back to school, or he was found fit to come back. I don't know. We can move on from it, but I don't know.
Yeah. Because the later parts where he shows up, you're like, oh my God, who is just like allowing this to happen? Like at the luau, where you're like, what the hell, this poor guy. Okay. So we end up outside.
Oh, on the track.
On the track. And Michael asks Frenchie about Stephanie Zanoni. And that's when Frenchie explains that Stephanie is a pink lady and only T-birds can date pink ladies.
And Stephanie is one of her best friends.
Yeah. And you can look, but you cannot touch. And then Michael says, well, then how do you become one of those T-birds?
Okay. And it took me a while on this to figure this out. I was like, are the T-birds on the football team?
Yes.
Why are they? No, those are their gym outfits.
Class, yeah.
It's PE.
Oh. PE class.
Okay.
Right. I was like, they're not jocks. They're not on the team. But so it was, okay. Also, why is there a huge hole in the ground in the football field?
I don't know.
Thank you.
Why is that there?
Right.
So they can push them into it.
Right. But like,
it's a random gigantic hole in the football field.
Well, maybe the maintenance guy that's setting up the pool for the luau had to run some pipes for the water.
Right? Like, there's no earthly reason why that hole exists.
Yeah, that I'm guaranteeing you that hole has something to do with the pool.
Okay. Or that it was accessible. Can you put a cone?
Like, yeah. Can you put like some barriers over it or something? Or some caution tape?
Right. But that, okay. And so then that is when the Cycle Lords come driving in on the track.
Property. Yeah.
One, that would have ruined the track.
Yeah, for
Back
sure.
then, like, because they weren't made out of all the fancy recycled materials we use now. And where are all the adults?
They all disappeared in that scene.
Like,
they all left.
How are all these men children able to just kind of drive into a school campus during school hours to do this?
And no teachers ran out there and they're like, no, get out of here. You are not allowed on this property. They just let it go. Like, that's just a normal everyday thing.
There's no supervision anywhere besides Mrs. McGee, it seems.
And the coach.
I get, but the coach was in the hole. So I guess
right.
he was in the hole. I'm sorry.
He was in the hole.
Did anybody ever help him? I mean, obviously.
Well, obviously somebody did. And so this is, okay, so this is when we see Crater Face.
Yes.
For the first time.
Or pizza, also known as Pizza Face.
Who calls him Pizza Face?
I don't know. I feel like there was a part where somebody refers to him as Pizza Face, but I guess maybe not, because there is a part where they say Rat Face.
Yeah.
I think it was Dolores. Oh, Dolores called him something other than Crater. Might have been Rat Face. at the bowling alley.
She calls him scum.
Scum. Yeah, she does call him
Well,
scum.
that was to his face. She ran into Davy and told Davy he was there, but called him something other than crater face. I think it was rat face.
So if you remember, so he was in the original Grease.
Yep. So how old is he? He's
right. So like, what grade was he when he was in Grease?
A freshman, because he looked like he was 30.
He was.
And in this, he looks like he's about 35. So.
Because he was with Cha Cha Di Gregorio from St. Bernadette's.
Yes.
And so, you know, so I don't understand. He was the leader in Greece too. I mean, Greece as well. Like, did he?
Maybe he failed
a few times.
Yeah, like 3 years in a row.
So I don't understand that. So
and
maybe
there's no
he's a dropout.
way. Yeah, there's no way he could have been a freshman in Greece.
So there's a timeline like issue there. Like, or are they just adults? Like they're not even in high school anymore and they're just a gang.
that torments high school kids.
That torments high school kids. Right?
I guess that's possible. Number one, they look like they're in their 30s, but number two, they're some of the ugliest guys I think I've ever seen in my life. So, and their boyfriends are standing right behind them. And it's like, that was weird. And then they just turn and go, "Are we bowling tonight?" And the guys are like, "Yeah." Like you just got done flirting with the enemy and now we're just going to go bowling. Like, that's cool. So that's strange to me, but okay. So now we're bowling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go bowl.
So I think it took me until this watch that I realized that Johnny and Stephanie wear something different than everyone else because everybody's in matching outfits, right?
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Yeah. So I was like, but then my issue again, the sunglasses.
Well, she's got to look cool, act cool, and be cool.
You're indoors and it is nighttime. There is, unless you are like on a lot of drugs where your pupils are requiring you to have some sunglasses on, there's no reason for that unless she has some sort of light sensitivity, which I don't know about. I'm not judging.
She could, because she does have blonde hair and blue eyes.
She does, but like also, so it again, Stephanie, take the fucking glasses
off. Or she's just trying to look cool, man.
Let her be cool.
I think this is the scene where she really just starts to grate on me. And so everyone's okay. We used to bowl all the time. I think I was on a bowling league. Perhaps Mom was on a bowling league.
I used to go to on the mornings. I would go to her bowling league.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
I remember her bowling, but I don't ever remember going.
Like, Westgate Lanes. You don't go in the lane.
Yeah, so everybody's dancing on these waxed lanes. That's impossible.
There's no way you're going to
Everyone would die.
Like, everyone would just fall right over.
And they're like spinning around. They've got partners out there. And it's like, all these people just...
Unless there's something we don't know about 1960s bowling lanes, maybe they didn't wax them then.
Listen, we used to go to Madison Lanes, and we used to go to Mayhalls. Madison Lanes and Mayhalls. And we would see that machine that would go up and down waxing the lanes. So, I mean, mind you, this was the 80s, but I'm assuming that it was the same process in the 60s.
I mean, it had to have, because it's there. It's waxed for the bowl. Right.
They have to be waxed. So I don't know. Do they just not wax them for the nights that like the Rydell High kids are there?
So they could dance.
You know what? Hey, Ralph, don't wax the lanes tonight because the Rydell kids are going to be here and they got to dance. So, I mean, it makes no sense. And we also have to talk about how Johnny and Paulette have like a ton of sexual tension. Like there's a lot going on there. And also the issue that I have is the dancing with the bowling balls is, I mean, I'm sorry. I do a lot of lifting with weights, above my waist. And I'd say if you're going above 5 pounds in both hands, well, they're only holding one ball.
Yeah,
like
they're not fooling anyone.
So I was like, now I got to research how much those balls actually weighed. And it turns out that Brunswick made those balls specifically for this movie.
What?
And the outside
styrofoam?
The inside was made of styrofoam. Yep. So the balls weighed less than 2 pounds. The outside was plastic, but the inside was just styrofoam. And that was so that the cast could specifically dance with them.
Where are these balls now?
I don't know.
God, I wonder if they've ever gone up for auction.
Probably. Some stage house in LA somewhere.
Probably.
That'd be cool.
So they have this wonderful dance with the bowling balls. And then Michael shows up in the parking lot and he's practicing how to ask people to bowl with him.
So what etiquette book is he reading?
I don't know.
An etiquette book on bowling.
Yes. Right. I didn't write down what he actually says. I think he says something like, would you care to throw some balls? Something of that nature. And it's like, who says that?
Fancy
and who are you walking up to? And would you fancy a game of bowling? Like who? That's pretty hilarious.
I feel like in today's day and age, we need it was like a Cliff Notes book on etiquette for certain situations.
Absolutely.
Like asking people to bowl with you.
And I feel like we need to maybe oh my God, I just came up with a $1 billion business idea here, right?
Yeah.
Pocket etiquette.
Children nowadays don't know how to talk to anybody, so they need some
knows how to
guidance.
Have a conversation anymore.
They don't.
Right.
Damn COVID. So apparently this is when everybody is packing up, getting ready to go get some food. And they're standing at the counter and
can we back up? Back up to before that.
Yes.
Is Johnny drinking beer?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's drinking beer and next to the nuns.
The nuns in full habits.
Yes. And yes, legal drinking age was 21 back then.
Well, I mean,
was it?
Kristin, how old were you when you were starting to drink beer?
Was in a public place?
I mean, I'm sure somebody.
Hold on. What about near beer?
What's near beer?
It's like non-alcoholic. It was like the non-alcoholic version of beer back then, but you could buy it at any age. But it looked like he was drinking a Budweiser.
Not in the 1960s, non-alcoholic beer, then often called near beer, was available in the United States, but it wasn't as popular. Okay. Yeah. So it was less than 0.5% alcohol. So today we call it non-alcoholic beer. But the well-known brands of near beer at that time were Anheuser-Busch, Pabst, Miller, and Schlitz.
Nice.
So, and he would have been of age to have near beer. So he could have been drinking near beer, but I like the idea that he was just legit drinking.
Right. He probably just went behind the bar and grabbed a beer and started drinking it.
Or maybe
didn't
someone
even pay for it.
Set it down and they left and he was like, I'm going to drink what's left over, or who knows?
Yeah, maybe it was the nuns.
Okay.
Yeah.
So so now we get to them. They're leaving, right? They're packing everything up, and Johnny goes in for that kiss with Paulette, right? So many things happen within a span of 30 seconds.
Yes.
Okay. Why is Dolores staring at them like that? They're kissing, and she is literally right next to Paulette just staring at them doing this.
I'm assuming she's thinking exactly what we're all thinking.
Like, why is this happening?
Like, what the fuck, dude? You were dating Stephanie 2 seconds ago, and now you're deep throating my sister?
Like, but it's uncomfortably close.
It is her sister.
I mean, I think she was just sort of in that position to begin with and just sort of turned and they were right next to her, you know?
She could have also been observing on learning how to kiss. She was, what, 15?
Yeah, true. Like,
maybe she was just dumbfounded. Like, what the hell is this?
Right. And so then he's just like, what does he say? Oh, great. Like that was
that's for best average. What about for best score?
Like, how fucked up is that?
Very.
So messed up.
Like,
oh my God.
You go back to the locker scene. Like,
well, he pulls on Stephanie and says, what about for best score?
Yes. What about trophy? Wait. Trophy for best score.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I ain't nobody's trophy. But like,
she ain't nobody's trophy.
Like, how traumatizing for Paulette there.
Yeah.
Oh, like, yeah.
Can you, I'm trying to conjure up some sort of high school boyfriend here. And I'm really trying to imagine, like, if I was in this position, it would be devastating.
Yes.
And you can see it on her face, and she comments on it, but it's like, how could you do that to not only to Paulette, but to Stephanie too? I mean, I understand that she doesn't give a shit, but at the same time, like, you're doing that just to make her jealous. And then ends up with Paulette. So like, you used her to make Stephanie jealous, but then ultimately you're just like, yeah, I guess you'll do, since you're the only pink lady that's left.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, so Paulette was always just like second choice.
Which is so upsetting. Like,
it is, because Paulette's beautiful. I mean, but if she has to be a T-Bird's lady, then I guess her only choice is Johnny, and Johnny's only choice is Paulette, since Stephanie doesn't want him.
True.
So they're stuck with each other.
Right.
And so he knows that, and he's using that to his advantage.
Asshole.
Like, I'll just stick my tongue down your throat, but then also I can ask Stephanie to make out with me too, because you don't have a choice. What an asshole.
And this is the scene where Stephanie ends up kissing Michael,
because she can
just out of the fight.
She can kiss whoever she wants.
She can she wants.
Kiss the next guy who walks through that door.
So they all leave, and then Michael comes in, like, asking, like, is it too late to join the game? And the response is so weird.
Yeah,
they're all like, food. What?
Food.
Okay.
Yes, you're going to get food?
Yep. And so now Johnny's pissed off because Stephanie kissed Michael. Paulette is pissed off because Johnny wanted to kiss Stephanie. And so everybody leaves because they're all going to eat.
Right.
And Dolores is standing there returning all the shoes. And Michael and Dolores end up standing there and talking to each other.
Right. So this is kind of the end of that night. And this is, I talked about it earlier, where Michael and Dolores are walking off. He's going to walk her home, it's just a very sweet scene.
Mm-hmm.
And she's telling him how she's gonna, and she's the character that is giving him the information, right? She's that character that's feeding, like, it's all about weird codes and whatever. I never heard a weird code during this movie, but
you gotta be a biker or a biker's old lady.
Right. But she talks about how she's going to be the mascot. She is the mascot. But anyway, I thought it was sweet. He's going to walk her home. And, she talks about putting the
letters on her jacket.
And then they fell off in front of her sister, Paulette, and how it was really, what does she say?
Embarrassing.
We'll have the best looking jackets. I once tried to put letters on this jacket, It didn't work. They fell right off. It was really embarrassing because it happened in front of my sister, Paulette. I didn't mean for it to happen, but it did. So that's cute. Okay, again.
Somebody have a sewing machine or some stitch witchery to help her out, man?
Stitch witchery.
Some E6000.
Right. So then,
come on.
So then we just cut to the next day of school, or we don't know that's the next day. It could be 3 months later.
Yeah,
no clue.
It could be. I think that this timeline has to be after the holidays because they're already doing the auditions for the talent show, which is in May.
When Michael builds the motorcycle and he does that, the montage happens where he's teaching himself how to drive. It's fall.
Yes.
Is that what fall looks like in LA?
Yeah. Well, that's what maybe December would look like.
It was maybe more like spring.
No,
but
that's not what LA would look like. It's fall leaves. We'll get to that. We'll get to that scene, but you're right. And that's when I was confused about the talent show. Like, was it a Christmas? But it's not. So do they rehearse for this talent show for like 6 months? Yeah.
Right.
Sounds like it. I mean, they would have to, considering the Girl for All Seasons. Like that had to have taken quite a while to produce all those costumes.
They weren't expected to have that dramatic of a show.
That's true. That is true.
Anyway. Feel like I want the script. I want the script for this because I don't understand that. So this is when we see Mr. Stewart, who we assume has come in for Mr. Spears, right?
Yeah.
That's that scene where they meet him. And that's when Mr. Stewart then meets Miss Mason, played by the legendary Connie Stevens.
Yes.
And so this is that scene where it's like he goes into that class and he says whatever, I'm going to be your substitute teacher, and everyone starts laughing and then just like walks out.
Yes.
This is where Cool Rider happens. And I've had a lot of conversations, with my besties over the past few weeks about different guys we grew up with, just getting in trouble, just issues left and right. And I remember asking, I'm like, what happened to the men of our generation? What happened to like the men? And there's a bigger conversation to that. But then I hear a song like this, Cool Rider, which maybe Jeannine will read us all the lyrics to.
No, I won't.
Okay. But like,
sorry.
She is I do not want you, smart, brilliant British man. I want a guy who just knows how to ride a motorcycle. That's all I want. And then I think I grew up with a generation of men who are like, all I have to do is like the bare minimum. And I'm a cool dude. I'm off my soapbox about this right now, but Cool Rider. Like, girls, you deserve so much more
than a dude on a motorcycle.
Stephanie does not deserve more. Let me be clear. She does not deserve more. But just general women, you deserve more. I'm done.
Okay, thank you for that. That was very inspirational.
You guys can talk about Cool Rider.
You're like traumatized. I don't think there's much to say about Cool Rider except it's the iconic costume. And when she dances away, she forgot all those books she went back for.
Right. She forgets everything.
Her circle, whatever that was.
So it's like, well, now she's going to have like all these fines for lost books. And
maybe that's why she did so terrible on her paper.
Maybe.
Probably. Well, she's had a lot on her mind.
But I guess if she's Watts, right? Like, I don't know. Maybe that's all she can aspire to. It's just sad. No ordinary boy. No ordinary boy will do.
She wants a writer that's cool.
All right. Well, now Michael's going to be a writer.
Yep.
And he's writing essays because what's his name approached him about
on the fall
essays for cash.
Lewis.
Yep.
So now he's writing as $5 essays.
Can we talk about Paul Frechette for a second? Can we talk? Okay. So, and I forgot to mention this with Crater Face, whose name is Dennis Stewart. Because I'm going to have to point out all the token gays, right? It's just going to happen on our movie rewatches. And so Dennis Stewart, Crater Face, he died of AIDS in 1992, I think. So he was a part of this community when this was being shot, and the HIV/AIDS epidemic had just kind of started in the specifically in the world, but the United States. There was just something I didn't know about Dennis Stewart, and that he was just the nicest guy. He was the nicest guy. There was a interview with the actor who played Eugene. And he said, so the actor who played Eugene said that he had to take the bus every day to get to the studio. And I think it was maybe 2 or 3 buses. And they were talking at one point, and Eugene, I don't remember the actor's name, said how he was having to take the bus, and Dennis Stewart was like, not anymore. And he picked him up every single day and drove him to and from the set.
Aw, what a guy.
I know.
Wow.
So there was just and he was a trained dancer, So just a little thing to know about Dennis Stewart, rest in peace. And then Paul Frechette, catching up to him. So he's Lewis. And so he is married to David Warren, who, if you've watched this, or I know Alana's watched it, is Why Women Kill.
Yes.
So just a little and they've been married for a very long time. So back to papers, but little tidbits on the couple token gay actors from Greece.
Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So Lewis approaches Michael. He's making about $5 a report.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right on that, Carole?
Yes. So in today's money, that is $53.48 per essay. So we're figuring...
I like that. Heck yeah.
So we're figuring he maybe did about 20 essays to get this junkyard motorcycle for about $1,000.
He was hustling.
If that's what he spent. Could have been
$1,000 today.
Yeah, $1,000 today.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's realistic.
Yeah, about $100 back then for a scrap bike.
And let's also note, today we live in a world of word processing where anybody can write a report for anybody. But this guy changes his penmanship for every single report he writes.
Yeah, he's quite the artiste.
He adds little little tidbits. He puts ink on each one. He's really
worth more than $5.
Hell yeah.
Right? Like, I'm just very impressed that he has the ability to change up his penmanship. Where today, you wouldn't even have to worry about it because it wouldn't be written. Also, kids don't know how to read cursive today.
It's true. It is true. Then we move on to Mr. Stewart's class.
Oh, God. Is this reproduction?
Yes. I have so much to say.
Okay. So the next scene is where they're in class with Mr. Stewart. And the scene starts with Mr. Stewart drawing the female reproductive system on the chalkboard. But also next to that, you see, also drawings of flowers, maybe?
Yeah. Pollen. Yeah. Flowers to pollinate.
Right. And I think any of us that took sex ed know that, they go hand in hand. Not at the same time, though. Like, it's like they combined first quarter and second quarter together in one class in one day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so before this happens, Miss Mason comes into the room, right?
Yep, just to sit and observe.
And then she was like, I'll be right over here. Why? Why is she there? She's not the principal. She's not auditing this guy. Why is she there?
Doesn't she have a class to be in?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, she's there just for the, because she's hot.
Or maybe
or she doesn't have a class that period and she's just stalking him.
Or she just wants to learn about reproduction.
I guess.
I think she just wants to look at Mr. Stewart.
I don't know.
It's just awkward. It's just awkward. And the whole song is just needs to be buried.
Yeah,
it does.
Now, what is the best time of the month?
And
Never brought to light again.
The part where Paulette is asking the teacher.
Yeah.
If he carries protection.
In his wallet.
What?
Yeah.
Did men do this in the 60s?
I don't know. Apparently they did. I just love that none of the guys have any idea what the best time to conceive is. None of them. They're all just like, what? And then Demucci's like, at night.
They're seniors in high school. Seniors.
Yeah. And so I kind of asked my husband about whether or not he was familiar with the female reproductive system. And he's like, I go, when's the best time for a woman to conceive? And he says, I guess I just don't know the female reproductive system very well. And I'm like, the guys just not, do they not know?
No, they just don't. No.
Or they're just not paying attention because it doesn't pertain to them. Like they don't care. So why he was asking men, I don't know.
The whole scene could have been removed from the movie and not affected the movie at all. And so
Mr. Stewart asked Davy to answer when the best time for women to conceive him. And if you notice, the camera does a very quick zoom in on Mr. Stewart's face. It's like they don't have these.
Yes.
They don't have these random zooms in the movie, but like this one was very noticeable. It's like, why?
Yeah. Why?
You're right.
Why are we zooming in on him?
Why was like super suspenseful.
Maybe because we want to see how awkward it is to teach these kids sex ed.
But you're right. There's no other zooming in this movie.
No. That's the only time they use the zoom effect.
They just really wanted to try it out.
Maybe.
And it was just
dun 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 moments.
Right.
Very strange, but yeah. So we all learned about reproduction.
Yeah, that song never needs to be heard by anyone ever again.
No.
Put that in the vault.
Right. And then, then we get to the point in the movie, like Michael starts teaching himself how to draw, he builds a motorcycle, which is believable.
How did he know how to build a motor? Oh, yeah, he had the manual.
He had a manual, and he's a smart dude. So, okay, all right, I could see that.
So he teaches himself all these tricks. He teaches himself how to jump over a cop car. He teaches himself how to jump over an entire stadium-sized pool. He teaches himself how to do all of that in a field next to this junkyard.
Yes. I think when you're just starting out, you should just kind of drive around a little bit.
The streets, yeah.
So I don't know. I'm not a motorcycle person. Carole's the motorcycle person.
Yep.
I just don't know that he was just diving into stunts.
He was. It was a little ambitious for being a first-time rider.
He's a high schooler. I mean,
right.
He's got to impress Stephanie. So I think he had to go right into the stunts. I mean,
and to be fair, it's like the smallest bike you can get.
Yes.
I know. Itty bitty.
It was a little baby bike.
Yeah. And then, we're back and, there's then the scene, we're back at bowling. This is the scum scene where Dolores sees Crater Face and
Balmuto outside.
And that whole deal happens.
Yeah.
And
Balmuto's out front and he's all alone.
And so that happens. But also, again, I'm not a motorcycle person. Being able to just sort of great timing, being able to just drive by and kick somebody in the face.
Right. Does he kick him in the face? Because I watched that over and over again, and I swear he kicks him in the chest.
Okay, fine. He kicks him in the chest. He kicks him somewhere.
But we missed the part. This is the best part to me, is when, Dolores goes in and gets Davy. Davy runs outside, and by that time, everybody from the T-Birds have disappeared. And so he's out there by himself. And he runs out there and he says, "Hey, where is that rat-faced Balmuto?" And Balmuto says, "You looking for a rat-faced mouse brain?"
Oh, good scene. Good scene.
Yeah, it was really good. And then Michael drives by and kicks him what I think is in the chest. But, I don't know.
Right. And so when you watch that, and from an editing perspective, you can tell it was all filmed separately.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like everybody on top of the cars, that was filmed at one time. The Pink Ladies, you can tell that it was filmed completely separately because they're not looking anywhere specific. Right. Especially Stephanie. She's just sort of wandering eyes. Like nobody's actually looking. And so it's just bad editing. I don't know. Didn't like it. Yeah. So then we get to that scene where Michael is at the chemistry lab with Frenchie.
Yep.
And
says that she heard that there was something happened outside the Bolorama last night. And according to Paulette, this gorgeous guy knocked Stephanie Zanoni right out of her bobby socks.
Yeah. And so
and this is where Frenchie disappears from the movie.
Right.
Aww.
She's not in the movie beyond this scene. So I think that's a great point. But okay, so then the Pink Ladies come in, and again, Stephanie is just rocking this Wyoming lesbian look.
Yeah, like don't give a fuck attitude.
Like and then she's mad. She's like mad at Rhonda for some reason, hits her. But that conversation, that whole scene
could have been cut.
Again, I feel like it could have just been cut, except for the fact it's the last time we see Frenchie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
it wasn't productive at all. It didn't lead into anything else.
No.
Besides Michael again being scared to talk to Stephanie.
He does ask her if she's ever read a Superman comic.
Yeah.
Not in the last few hours.
And then Rhonda says he needs the guidance counselor.
So there's so much to talk about in this movie. That I think, we're going to have to go to a part 2 here. There's just a lot more to talk about.
There's a lot more to dive in.
A lot more to dive into. So
a lot of questions.
Yeah. So I guess that's it for this episode, our first episode, which we're going to drag out into a whole other second episode.
Yes. Yeah. So please listen to the second part.
Right. And
because it gets even better.
Oh, it does.
Yeah. So much better.
Yes. So until next time, thank you for joining us here at the Shermer High Alumni Association.
Bye.
Bye.